owner-founder of a business who's the CEO, the person coming into your shoes is terrified that you're not going to let go, or that you're doing it for one reason or another, and that they're not going to be given the freedom to operate as they like. The other thing, truthfully, is I wasn't sure how I was going to feel for someone else making decisions in the company which I founded and own that I may not agree with, right? And so there was jeopardy in the room on both sides, I think, or all sides really, as across the management team as we went into, I think, to the program, as we're exiting the program with change made, the change executed really well, clearly understood and articulated to the staff and by the staff back to us. And to have made that shift really well has been fantastic. Just takes a lot of stress and anxiety out of the room and out of the relationships. First change was much better listening. People were going into meetings to win them previously, or to crush someone into submission with the volume and value of their speech, where I think afterwards people were genuinely much better listeners. I think that was also born of much better understanding of one another as people, their motivations, personality types and things. I think we could have guessed each other's personality types, and we've all worked through these in our careers before, but to really see them and to understand them and how they impact us, I think made a sort of a difference. And I think that's persisted and sort of carried on. So they were sort of shifts across the team, which I think hold true to the day, and it to some extent built on my previous meeting was with one of my colleagues. It was a listening meeting. The more technical things was the ability to close a decision. When a decision is made, right? Whilst we use RACEs and RASCs and roles and responsibilities to build processes for our clients the whole time, I think sometimes we were very poor at respecting them internally. We'd either go back to decisions because we didn't like them, or we wouldn't respect that someone had was entitled to make the decision. We'd given our input, but then it's been made. I think that's improved. The other thing, which is a little bit more personal to me, but I think it's true of how the team works, is we got so flat, true to our values as a flock. We had 4 equal sort of stakeholders in the management sort of team, but it sometimes meant that people were slow to pick up the pen and take either leadership or control. And in my instance, it's about being executive sort of chairman. So it allowed me to play a more fulfilling role rather than just watch it swirl around, which truthfully I'd done it a few times in a few meetings. The freedom to be vulnerable, the freedom to be honest, the freedom to disagree sort of with things, but not fall out over a disagreement. It's just a disagreement. I think to do that in a laboratory condition to begin with, and then move it into the real world, real operating practices is very helpful. The program was a big success for us. We've still got work to do. Would always say that, even if we were really fantastic, by the way, that's just the way I am. But I think we've now got some of the tools to allow us to do it, and to be able to go back and redo some things to do them better than maybe we've done before. So we're still a work in progress, but you gave us the tools to allow us to do that. I think the other thing is the extension into our work with the rest of our teams. You can feel a difference between the way that the SLT, the senior leadership team at Flock, was perhaps understanding and communicating with some of the team, and now is. So it's not just amongst the leadership team, it cascades throughout the organisation when it's managed well.